Now to the second part of photosynthesis. We are going to do, for more photosynthesis, what will be the adaptations which are seen in the leaves? They will have more surface area, children. More the surface area, more the stoma. More the stomata, more entry of CO2. Remember, children, CO2 enters the leaves through the stomata. Arrangement, how will be the leaf arrangement? More at right angles, so that light is more incident on it. Okay, thin leaves so that light can easily penetrate it. Concentration of chlorophyll. Remember, children, there is a layer, outermost layer of the leaf, that is called mesophyll. Mesophyll layer. And it has two layers, palisade and spongy. Remember, the palisade layer of the mesophyll is packed, totally packed with chloroplast. Spongy has some spaces, therefore it's spongy. Okay, so chloroplast and chlorophyll, they are more concentrated on the uppermost, that is palisade layers of the leaf. So that's where they are concentrated. Transport system, you want to transport water and minerals, you want to transport the food. So the veins, the leaf veins, they will contain xylem and phloem. So that is for proper transport. Limiting factors of photosynthesis, three limiting factors: sunlight, carbon dioxide and temperature. If there is proper sunlight and proper CO2, like in temperature is very low, no photosynthesis. Or temperature is too high, then also no photosynthesis. Temperature and CO2 is normal but very less light, no photosynthesis. Light and temperature are proper but carbon dioxide concentration is very low, no photosynthesis. So remember, any of these three factors, they are less, so photosynthesis will be hampered. Temperature, optimum temperature is 35 degrees Celsius. Okay, right from 25 to 35, 22 to 32, every 10 degrees rise in temperature up to 35 degrees. Every 10 degrees rise in temperature up to 35 degrees, the photosynthesis rate doubles. Okay, above 40 degrees Celsius, it's very difficult for photosynthesis to occur because of denaturation of enzyme. High temperature inhibits the action of enzymes. Now, this chapter is a lot of experiments, children. Okay, you want to show what factors are necessary for photosynthesis and you demonstrate them by the use of experiments. First step in any experiment for photosynthesis is you remove the starch, because you want to show that the starch which is formed in your experiment, if it is already present, then what will you prove? Okay, so you remove the starch. How will you remove the starch? By destarching. How will you do destarching? You will place that plant in darkness, okay, where there is no sunlight for 24 to 48 hours. So what will happen? All the leaves will get destarched. Basically, you are removing the starch from the leaves, so the starch in the leaves will get used up. So first step always is destarch. Then you can keep it in sunlight for photosynthesis, okay, for your experiment. Once you have done the once you have allowed photosynthesis to occur after destarching, you put the leaf in boiling water. Then you put the leaf in methylated spirit to remove all the chlorophyll. Then you put it in hot water again to make the leaves soft. And the most important step, you will put iodine solution on it. Remember, children, if there is starch present, if photosynthesis occurred and if there is starch present, under or after addition of iodine, the leaf will turn blue-black. Okay? And if there is no starch, you put iodine, then the leaf will turn brown. So remember, I'll repeat it again. Iodine solution is put to detect starch. Okay, so if starch is present under effect of iodine, the leaf will turn blue-black. If starch is absent, the leaf will turn brown. Now, first experiment to study if chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. You take a leaf which has got some patches of chlorophyll, some places no chlorophyll. Okay, some places there will be chlorophyll, some places there will be no chlorophyll. So such a leaf is called variegated leaf. Remember three examples: coleus, geranium and croton. A leaf which has some places chlorophyll but some places no chlorophyll, that is called variegated leaf. Okay, so you will allow photosynthesis to occur. Now tell me, where there is no chlorophyll, there will be no starch. Okay, and there you put the iodine solution, it will turn brown, and the place where there is chlorophyll, it will turn blue-black. So that proves chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. Second experiment, you take a black paper and you put it in the center of the leaf. The place where there is black paper, after the experiment you put iodine solution. So it will turn brown because sunlight could not penetrate, so no photosynthesis. And the place where there was no black paper, it will turn blue-black. So that proves sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. You take a flask, you keep half of the leaf in the flask, okay, and properly see to it that outer gases don't enter. And inside the flask now, you put KOH, okay, potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide will absorb all the CO2 inside the flask. So the part of the leaf which is in the flask, that will turn brown because there is no CO2, so no photosynthesis. The part of the leaf which is outside the flask will turn blue-black because it got CO2. So photosynthesis, so it could form starch, so it turned blue-black. How to demonstrate oxygen is released? You take aquatic plant like Elodea or Hydrilla vallisneria, okay, aquatic plant, and you put an inverted flask over it. You will see bubbles of a gas coming out. And how do you confirm it's oxygen? You will introduce a burning splinter, and the splinter will burn more because of effect of oxygen. It can reignite. So that is so that is confirmation of oxygen. So these are the experiments of photosynthesis. Carbon cycle. Carbon cycle is like it's a cycle in which, like nitrogen cycle, a phosphorus cycle, a sulfur cycle, where you will study the exchange of carbon. So how you define it? It's the cycle through which carbon is taken in, it is transferred, and it is given out. How is carbon taken? Carbon is taken in by photosynthesis. Plants take in carbon through CO2 and store it in their body. Then how it is transferred? Through the food chain. An animal will eat that herbivore will eat that plant. Then some other organism will eat the herbivore. Then another consumer will eat this organism. So producer, primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer. So it goes through food chains, and this is how it is transferred. How it is given back to the atmosphere? Three important ways. One is respiration, because when we respire, CO2 is given out. Burning, and third is decomposition. Okay, CO2 can also be released by volcanic eruptions and all. So children, I hope you've understood photosynthesis. Please do the diagram of chloroplast very well, practice it. It comes for diagram. Then do the diagram of stomata. Then go through the experiments properly. Light dependent reaction is very important question. Okay, I hope you've understood photosynthesis. Please read the textbook very properly and do the book back questions. Thank you.